Today I'm going to make another sign. I'm going to make it a little different than I have before. I've already printed this paper out. I just used this from Photoshop and printed this out like this. And I'm going to use some transfer paper to put the letters on. And I'm going to use these V-groove router bits to cut out the letters. I ordered these on Amazon and I want to see how they work. I had already cut this board out and stained it, but I'm probably going to have to do a little restaining after I've done the letters. But let's try this board out and see how it works, because the letters fit perfectly. So I just use this tracing paper we got at Michael's, and once I've got the letters where I placed them, just tape them down, and I used a pen to trace out on the letters themselves so that would push down hard enough to leave the tracing marks onto the wood. Worked pretty well, but once I pulled off the tracing paper, I needed the lines to be darker, so I used a marker, went over the lines that were there. That way I could see them as I'm routing. So I'm going to start with the small one around the letters and see how this works. Okay, this bit that I put in here, the first one, I really like this bit. It's super sharp. It does very, very well. I was happy with it, and it was really easy to make the design and go around the letters. So that was very nice. Alright, now I've got it all routed out. Just going to clean it up and spray some just straight flat black onto the area where I routed out. And just let that dry in the sun. After it's dried up, I sand it down. I just manually sand down, and then once it's sanded down far enough and I know that the paint's not going to bead on my little mouse sander, then I use the mouse sander and go over it. And just blow out all the dust with some air from my air compressor. This wood stain is gunstock. It's a really nice reddish color. I really like it. I just use this little brush to get in there so I'm not kind of getting it everywhere. Once I've gotten all the letters and the outside filled in, then I'll use a rag and go over the whole thing with a rag. Alright, and I just put these little hooks in here, and I'm going to tie just some rope on these hooks so that we can hang it. And it worked out pretty well. You can see there just a little bit of twine, and that makes it nice and easy to put together and hang on your wall. I really like this sign. It looks awesome. Okay, so I tried one of the other bits, this guy here. So this is a larger bit. These don't have names or anything on them, so I'm not sure what to call them right now. But I just did the insides of the letters on this sign, and you can see it just kind of leaves a lot of rough grooves, which is kind of cool. So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to paint silver inside here and then stain over this and see how it looks.
So I made the Be Kind sign similarly to how I did the Have Courage sign. It worked pretty well. I did not like the paint, and you could see I wanted to do silver, but now it's green. My wife painted green in there. It just looks a little bit nicer than the silver I had chosen for it, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to put some twine on this, and we'll be able to hang that up as well.
Alright, so here is the router that I used. I'll link it in the description. Here are those bits. I'll also link those in the description. These turned out awesome. I really like them. Very, very cool. And I really like our signs, the signs that I made. Very cool. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, be kind, and you have yourself a blessed day.